love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that understressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the max, well, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute, cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly, I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you, cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm drank up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
tongue-tied, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No. Me not, this bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true, or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Cold nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 맘을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기에. 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 걸. Oh yeah. Baby, can't you come with me? Can't you hold my hand and leave? 근데 있잖아, 너라면 다를까 생각이 들어. 네가 내 다리가 걸어가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을
You broke my heart a million times. Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, we're such a mess now, and we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out.
Mic check,
To
1
work
2.
things out.
All right.
To work things out. To work things out.
everything set up.
To work things out. To work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out. To work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it
How y'all
would
doing?
give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. To work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah. To work things out, to work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out, to work things out.
All right.
To work things out, to work things out.
You know what I realized?
To work things out,
I
to
bought.
work things out. To work things out, to work things
I'm trying to deal with this small screen.
to work things out, to work things out.
I'm trying to deal with the small screen here. And I'm gonna close this. Oh, I forgot to start the contest. Let's get the contest going. Do that by clicking that button. Cool. Then I can minimize this screen. Come here and move this. I keep this right here. And we are back. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. What's happening, Lakeisha? How are you, Lakeisha? What's up, Hi Kai? Bethany. What up, Alvin? I'm glad you guys are here. It's all my stuff. So listen, guys, I switched up. So I have a bunch of computers, and you'll notice that I'm using a different computer here. This one here is a MacBook Pro. So I bought 3 MacBook Pros, 2 MacBook Airs, and a bunch of iMacs, right? So yeah, that's right. It was 3 MacBook Pros, 2 MacBook Airs, there's 5 laptops. So I bought 3 of those, and I bought a bunch of iMacs, right? But the MacBook Pros and the Airs was for my staff to use, and as we build our fashion brand. But now that I'm downsizing and moving some stuff around, I'm moving company computers around. You know what I realized? I had bought myself a 2020 16-inch MacBook Pro, but it was the Intel processor. And for whatever reason, I was under the impression that the Intel processor was the strong one, was the most powerful one. Later to realize that these MacBook Pros, the 13 inches, I had bought 2 of those. So I had bought 3 MacBook Pros, a 16-inch and 2 13-inch. And the 13 inches are more powerful than my 16-inch. Because when I run this show, I realized that the fan is running at about 5,600 RPM. Basically, you can hear the fan. The processor's just working, right? Working the video, working all the graphics, all the video of people incoming and whatnot. It's just working its ass off, right? And I figured out, okay, it's processing some video, and that's just what it needs to do. Only to realize that the 2 MacBook 13 MacBook Pros that I bought, the smaller ones, have the M1 processor. Now, as much of a computer geek as I am, I really don't pay attention to I used to build computers. That's how I made my first bunch of money back in '99. But I really don't pay attention to that stuff anymore. I just buy it and go, right? Didn't realize that the M1 processor was that much more powerful than the old Intel processors. So when I upgraded my Ecamm software that I run this show on and run most of my podcasts on, because I do some of it on Restream, where I need to have like the panels and stuff, and then some of it on Ecamm. Well, Ecamm updated their software recently to allow 10 guests, and they did a whole bunch of other stuff. They're doing multi-streaming, they're doing a whole lot of stuff, and it's in the pro plan, and I have the pro plan. And when they had upgraded to 10 guests, I was like, oh yeah, great. Now I can eliminate some of the reason why I run over to Restream to run some shows, like wife school and husband school that's coming up. I was running on Restream because I needed the panel guests. And I didn't have the space because originally Ecamm only allowed 4 guests plus yourself. So that was 5 people max. And so I would have to run everything over at Restream, or it's just like StreamYard, Restream, StreamYard, competitors. That's where I ran my 10 guests. But then when they upgraded Ecamm just a couple weeks ago, and I just got the notification, it's actually on beta. It's not even a full release yet, but when I realized that they released a new beta with 10 guests, I was like, oh man, I gotta do this. I gotta give it a shot. This will eliminate the Restream stuff. So I installed the beta on my 16-inch MacBook Pro, the one that you guys normally see with the leather brown cover. This is the black crocodile cover. You can't see, it's probably just solid black on the screen. Anyways, I didn't have the option for 10 people. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I thought this beta program was allowing me to be able to do 10 guests on my podcast. What's wrong? So now I read the instructions, went and looked at the release update, the release notes for the update, and it said only available on Macs with the M1/M2 processor. Intel processors don't work. And I'm thinking, what? Wait a minute, I got 2 MacBook Pros with the M1 processor, but they're my little 13-inch MacBooks. They're not my big 16. It's not Big Daddy's MacBook. It's my little 13s. What are you saying? Are you insinuating that my big 16-inch MacBook Pro is not as powerful as the ones that I got my employees? Shit, bro. Let me tell you something. I grabbed one of the MacBook Pros 13s. I installed the app on there, and I have this app on all of my Macs that show me how fast the fan is running. On my MacBook Pro 16, it's running at 5,600 RPM. On my 13s, it installed, gave me the option for 10 guests, right? That doesn't show on my 16-inch, but it shows on my 13-inch, on this one. and the fan doesn't even start. 0 RPM. 0 RPM when I'm running my software on my little 13-inch MacBook Pro. I can't even hear the fan. On my 16, I hear it whizzing. It's spinning. It's going 50. It's spinning its butt off. It's warm. And it's keeping up. I've never had any problems. It's doing the job. But it's running. It's at my little 13s. The fan don't even start. Smooth as butter. So I'm like, well, shit. I need to go ahead and grab. So what I'm probably gonna do is go grab me a 16-inch M2, the new joint that just came out. Probably gonna just grab one of those just because, you know, the best or nothing, right? That's my motto. But in the meantime, I'm running the 13-inch MacBook Pros for the show. And the thing about it is, I'm wondering if I can deal with this small screen real estate. I don't think I can because it's overlapping some shit and I like my space. So I kind of really do want the 16-inch screen, but as far as the processing power, oh man. So listen, if this is an endorsement, call it what it is. If you guys are interested in the most powerful computer that you could possibly get an M1 or M2 processor. Do not get a MacBook Pro with an Intel anything. If you're on the market to pick up a new computer and you are looking at Mac and you're looking at a shit, it doesn't matter whether it's a desktop, whether it's a Mac Mini, or whether it's a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro, get the M1 or the M2 processor. Don't bother with the Intel processors unless all you do is surf the web and check email. If all you do is surf the web, check email, and maybe edit photos, you're good to go. Maybe even edit some video, you're good to go. But if you're running a podcast and you need a power horse and you need something that's gonna have the power to be able to never lag, this thing doesn't lag at all, right? It got all I did wife school last Thursday. We had, it was 6 ladies, it was 8 of us. Using the software, no problems. Grab yourself a MacBook Pro with an M1 or an M2 processor. Just spend the money and get it. You'll be happy you did. I spent twice as much for my 16-inch Intel processor as I did each one of these. That thing was like $2,800. These things was only like $13. So I'm kind of upset about that. It's like, damn, I spent twice as much for a computer that's half as powerful. It's not a mistake that I typically make. It's not a mistake that Shannon normally makes, but I did. It's all good. And so now I'm just thinking what I'm gonna do with my 16-inch MacBook Pro. I don't know, maybe my sister can use a computer. I figure I'll give it to somebody because I'm probably gonna go out and grab the 16-inch M2 processor, the new one. So I'll have the screen real estate, but I'll still have the processing power and the one that's even faster than the M1, because this is the M1 and I'm super happy. Either way, I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for listening to that little rant. It seemed like it's been forever. We didn't read anything last week, so this is the new book for September. I'm glad you guys are here. Let me say what's up to my friends that are in here. I already said what's up to Lakeisha and Brittany B. Hey, Brittany, I love you, love. And then we have Bethany is here. Oh, Eric J is in the house. What up, Eric? It's good to see you, bro.
Being number one isn't easy.
Good to see you. I'm scrolling down. I'm just talking. Brittany BC says, I got the MacBook Pro 13 with the M1. You got what I got right here. Brittany got what? Good job, Brittany. I know you don't have your fan. You probably never heard the fan on your computer. This sucker just doesn't turn on. It's just fast. And I didn't know that it was faster than my 16-inch. Upsetting, but it's all good. You got the one. Yeah, Alvin. Alvin says the M1 chimps are a game changer. I had no idea, bruh. I had no idea, but now I know. Hey, Nina, how are you? We're getting ready to read, you guys. We got a whole new book. I don't know how many of you guys. Hey, Snuggles. What's up, love? What's up, love? Glad you guys are here. Listen, we got a whole new book to read today. This book is called Get More Done in Less Time. Get More Done in Less Time. This is a fast read. We're going to be done with this next Monday. This is a short book, but it's a good one. I'm going to read it to everybody. Listen, I know one of the biggest problems in everybody's life, whether it's personal or business, professional or personal, doesn't matter what it is procrastination. One of my biggest problems is procrastination and consistency. I think consistency is the key to building a multi-million-dollar empire, and it is the one thing that most of us cannot seem to get together. When it comes to consistency, I fail time and time again. Doing the same thing over and over again, repetitive until success happens, that's one of the issues that I have. But this book here, Get More Done in Less Time, Productivity and Motivation 101, is going to give you guys a few tips on how to become a little bit more productive with your lives. Some of you guys have entrepreneurial endeavors. Some of you guys want to get out there and make money your own way. Maybe you're in the rat race, maybe you got a job. Some of you guys want to do better with your own personal health. You know, maybe you want to go to the gym more often. Maybe you want to clean your house. I mean, it could be a whole lot of different, and we just can't seem to get it together. We know how to watch these movies though, right? We know how to turn on Netflix. We'll watch a goddamn series. We're consistent with watching Game of Thrones. We're consistent with watching TV, but the things that's necessary is just tough for us to do. And you know, on this channel, we talk about the two ships, entrepreneurship and relationships. Last month, we talked about relationships. This month, we're gonna talk about entrepreneurship, but this right here actually transcends into your personal life. Being more productive. Productivity and motivation. Some of you guys need motivation. Some of you don't have a motivational partner. Some of you guys are in relationships where you're excited to do stuff and you want to make things, you want to take things to the next level, and your boo, your spouse, your bae, your husband or wife is as lazy as a motherfucker. You can't get them to do shit. They are content. They are complacent with being mediocre. They are as basic as it comes. And you're not a basic person. I can tell you right now that relationship probably won't last. I need you to figure out a way to get them motivated to do the things that you want to do at the level that you want to do them. But maybe you need to work out some kinks in your own life first. And that's why we're going to read this book. That's why we're going to start with reading this book. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. You know, the other thing I was thinking is if I keep this computer, I could just put a monitor here. I could put a nice fucking 20, like a 26-inch curved monitor that's always here. And then I could dock the computer somewhere else because I don't need the computer to be here. I could just get a monitor that's going to be right here and move the computer somewhere else. Oh, that's a thought. That's a thought. Damn. You see, guys, don't get me to thinking, I'll order that bitch on Amazon today. I just realized that way I can have I can get a 27-inch curved LG monitor to mount right here. Move the computer and the computer will just dock down here, out of sight, out of mind. And then I have a keyboard and mouse to operate the computer. I don't even touch this keyboard up here. You guys never see me typing up here. That's because I'm doing everything right here. So then what do I need the computer to be in my face for? Oh man, I think I just solved my problem. You guys, thank you so much for being here. You guys are helping me. You see what I'm talking about? Productivity. I'm all about efficiency. My problem is consistency. What up, Steven, my man? One of my friends. Listen, you guys, we talk about the two ships on this channel, entrepreneurship and relationships, right? This month, we're talking about entrepreneurship. Some of you guys have small businesses. You got a small hustle on the side. Some of you guys are looking to climb the corporate ladder at your job. You see the position and it has your name on it. That office has your name on it. The desk with the placard in the front, all you got to do is order your name. You know, they sell those at Staples. Go get it done in advance. Don't wait to get the job, you ladies and gentlemen. Go to Staples. I think they're like they're like $17. $15. You go to Staples in the copy center and they will order a desk plaque for you. And they're like $17. If you want the fancy ones, they're like $25. And you have your name, Mr. Rawls, Mr. Shannon Rawls. Get the plaque made in advance so you know where you're going, because you know that you're putting that on your desk. But you can't get there because you're inconsistent. You need more help with managing your time. Well, tap in with your boy Shan. We're going to read this book. We're going to read this book so we can learn a little bit about this, so become better people, right? That's the whole purpose of Rich People Read. Remember, I don't know any rich people that don't read. If you intend to be rich or you intend to remain rich, say you already got the money, tap in with me. If you are looking to get the money, tap in with me. I'm glad you guys are here. Here's the description of this book that we're getting ready to read, chapter 1 today. It's a fast read. We're going to be done with this thing on Monday of next week. We're going to read today. And remember, we read every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today, I'm starting a little late, whatever. Monday, we're reading this chapter. Wednesday, we'll read another chapter. Friday, we'll read another chapter. And next Monday, we read the last chapter and we're done with this book. All right? Do you find it difficult to motivate yourself? Would you like to achieve your goals quicker and have more free time to enjoy yourself? How would your life change if you could triple, even quadruple your productivity? This book that we're getting ready to read provides you with actionable steps that some of the most successful people in the world use to dramatically increase their productivity and the amount of success they see in their lives. It is all given to you in an easy to digest formula in this life-changing book. The information within this book has the potential to not only increase your productivity, but also to completely change your life in ways that you couldn't imagine. Recent scientific and psychological studies have proven that using the powers of the human mind, one can actually manifest everything they desire to achieve or accomplish in a very short amount of time. I'm weary on that manifest part, but let's continue. The book combines the scientific and mysterious aspects of reaching goals with practical and actionable methods to make the process of getting more done in less time straightforward and simple. Practicing any of the strategies and techniques mentioned in this book that we're getting ready to read will positively affect your life. Practicing all of them will completely shatter your current reality and lead you to a life of massive success and achievement. And together, my friends, we are going to read this book. Let's move over to the read screen. All right, guys, I'm glad you guys are here. Everybody, please turn up the volumes in your headphones. I'm gonna only hold you for about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna let you go. All right. We're starting a brand new book. Remember, you don't have to actually physically read books to say that you've read a book. That's where audiobooks come from. And this channel, being a sort of a book club, is also an audiobook. And here's the thing. It's a little bit more exciting, right? It's a little bit more exciting. So I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for tuning in. Turn up the volumes on your headphones. Put in your earbuds. If you're at work, just put one in, keep one out so you can hear your boss calling you or your employees calling you. Multitask. If you're driving, pipe this in through the Bluetooth in your stereo system in your car. Turn up the volume. We're getting ready to get started. This is written from Bo Norton. How will this book benefit you? It's just a quick preface. This book will provide you with the strategies that some of the most successful people in the world use to increase their productivity and achieve more in less time. I have spent years studying successful people, and this book will give you some of the most profound, life-changing ideas I've come across in that time. If you can successfully create the same habits of productivity and achievement that successful people have, then you can indeed catapult yourself to a similar level of success in whatever you do. I have created this book for you with hopes that you use it to create better habits that ultimately lead you to more happiness and success in your life. I am confident that this information can change your life in incredible ways because I have used the strategies mentioned in this book to drastically improve my own life. Much of the information contained in this book has been taught to me by a variety of extremely successful people, and the following text is a condensed compilation of all that advice. I hope that what you are about to read leads you to great success in all of your endeavors. Remember, you guys can grab a hard copy of this book, a physical copy for your own library. The link is in the description of this video, or I believe Lakeisha has been putting it in the chat. Either way, it'll take you straight over to Amazon so you can support the author and purchase this book. I encourage everybody that reads along with us to actually have a physical copy. Mine is on order. It's on its way to the house. I think it'll be there tomorrow. So here we go. Chapter 1, Intrinsic Motivation. Intrinsic motivation. If you want to be more productive, you have to be motivated. The idea of getting something done that we know needs done is not always the best motivator, especially if it's something we'd rather not do. So how do you get motivated to do the things that aren't the least bit exciting to you? You'll need to somehow make the unexciting things exciting. And that can be done quite effectively by looking at the bigger picture and projecting yourself far into the future. What do I mean by that? If you focus more on the long-term rewards and less on the current drudgery, you can much more easily motivate yourself to do unpleasant tasks. As time goes by, these tasks will become more easily completed and perhaps even enjoyable. But in the beginning, you will need to motivate yourself from within. This chapter is all about how to just do that. I don't know why, sidebar, I don't know why I was just thinking about sex. Like I was thinking about sexual acts that some people hate doing on their partner, but he was basically saying, just think of the long-term benefits, right? Don't worry about what you got to go through, the drudgery of what you got to go through to get there. Just think about the end goal and shit. Anyways, I don't know. I'm a freak like that. Sorry about that. Goal setting. Setting goals is an extremely effective way to motivate yourself on a daily basis. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world have said that setting goals is absolutely crucial for achieving success in anything at all. If successful people swear by it, then it must be something worth practicing. But what is it that makes goal setting so effective? What up, Lady Navoa? I know, right, Stephen? You see what my man Stephen put in the chat? When I was thinking about, intrinsic motivation, like, damn, I got to do this shit, but okay, I don't feel like doing it right now, but I'm thinking about the long-term goals. And then I might even end up liking it if I do it more often. Shout out to my man, Stephen. Bella, don't start. Bella laughing. Bella know what we talking about. From my personal experience, I've concluded that goal setting is extremely effective for creating motivation to do undesirable things simply because it provides one with the vision of a greater and more compelling future. Unpleasant tasks can suddenly become much more pleasant when you hold in your mind the idea that it is all for a greater purpose. Why I can't get sex out of my mind, you guys? I got sex on my mind. Maybe I'm just horny. I don't know. Granted, these tasks must be ones that actually move you in the direction of your goals. If you see very little value in the task, but know that you must complete it anyway, such as in the case of an assignment given to you by a teacher or authority figure of some sort, you can use reward systems or accountability partners, which are very important, especially if you want to get fit, right? For motivation to complete the assignment. I will speak of these in detail in later chapters, but for now, I would like to focus specifically on goal setting. You know now that setting a compelling goal is important for creating internal, right? Motivation, but how do you get the most from goal setting and really create a burning desire to accomplish things? Burning desire, that phrase, burning desire, is in our first book in Rich People Read. Get rich or die trying. What am I thinking? Come on, 50 Cent. Get out of my head. Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. Burning Desire. You guys remember that one? If you haven't, go back and watch that show so you can learn and read that book. Many people know about goal setting, but do not know how to effectively use them as motivation. Some people find goal setting intimidating and never take advantage of its incredible power out of a fear of failure. But setting goals is not something to be afraid of, you guys. In fact, setting goals will give you a huge amount of leverage and control in your life with very little effort on your part. So it is something that you really can't afford to not take advantage of. Here are some suggestions for how to set goals that motivate and inspire you on a daily basis, all right? Most importantly, you guys, right? Write down your goals on paper. Not think about it, not try to memorize it, not say, I'm gonna, make a mental note. No, write down your goals on paper so that you can read them every day. Be as specific as possible when writing your goals. Instead of saying something like, I will be a millionaire. Damn, this sounds a lot like Think and Grow Rich, right? Anyways, instead of saying something like, I will be a millionaire, say, I will have $1 million in my bank account on December 31st, 2022. Be more realistic, 2023. I will be a millionaire is not good enough, you guys. You got to say something specific. Like, I will have $1 million in my bank account on December 1st, 2023. That gives you a year and almost a half. The human brain will produce more desire and motivation when presented with goals that are specific, detailed, and measurable. More on this section in the visualization section. Set both short and long-term goals. The long-term goals, 1 to 5 years or more, will supply you with a steady, low-level motivation, while the short-term goals will be able to provide you with high energy bursts of motivated effort. I found that weekly goals work very well for me. I don't feel restricted by the time the goal is still very compelling because it is so close to being reached. Start with goals that are very easily achievable for you, such as daily tasks that take no longer than 20 minutes to complete. You don't want to spend more time than 20 minutes, all right? This is important because if you start out by setting daily or weekly goals that you never reach, you will lose self-confidence and likely give up goal setting altogether. By ensuring that you are able to complete your short-term goals consistently, you give yourself the motivation to keep achieving more and more. Eventually, you will feel more comfortable with taking on bigger tasks and you will become more productive as you continue to achieve your goals. Sidebar, I've told some of you guys this story before. Some of you guys have never heard it, but I'm not a fitness trainer. I'm not a fitness trainer. I am a motivator. That's what I tell people. Shannon, do you train? Like, no, I motivate. Shannon, are you a nutritionist? No, I motivate. I motivate people to do better than what they're currently doing, right? And so in the past, I've taken people to the gym because I go to the gym all the time. What I learned early on is that if I take somebody to the gym with me and we go hard on the weights, they're not coming back. They've never come back. They're like, fuck this. They feel good at the time, right? Yeah, sweating and shit and all feeling all pumped. Muscles are sore the next day, but they end up burning out. They never come back to the gym. So what I learned to do over time is that when I get to the gym, I may go hard, but I send them up to the 3rd floor and tell them to get on the treadmill and walk for 2 miles. And so I send them up on the treadmill and they think they're going up there to warm up, right, for a workout afterwards. I'm downstairs getting a pump in. They upstairs walking the treadmill. They fat, overweight. Haven't been to the gym in a long time. And they probably used to run track and they played football back in college, but now they just let themselves go and I'm trying to get them back on track. I send them up to the treadmill. They walk for 2 miles. After they're done, they come and they say, okay, Shan, what we getting ready to do? I say, we done for the day. The fuck you mean we done for the day, bro? We done for the day. Come back tomorrow. Oh man, that was too easy. I know it was easy on purpose. And I didn't tell them this, but this is what I was thinking. It's easy on purpose because what I wanted to do is get them used to walking, get them used to the environment, get them used to the smell of the gym, get them used to the equipment, get them used to seeing people that they rarely see. I get them used to the gym by having them walk 2 miles. Then the next week they walk 3 miles. The next week they walk 4 miles, just over 5K. And then what happens is now they're used to the gym. And then I ease them into the workout. Next thing you know, these people become so accustomed to coming to the gym consistently that now they go to the gym more than I do. Fit as a motherfucker, more fit than I am. And they're getting their full workouts in and they're excited about the gym because they became used to it because we walked instead of ran. So just like this paragraph just explained, by ensuring that you're able to complete your short-term goals consistently, you give yourself the motivation to keep achieving more and more. And that's what it is when I taught people to come to the gym. All right. The bigger the time frame for completing the goal, the more unrealistic it should seem to you. Your 5-year goal should be something totally beyond your current reality. It is perfectly fine to have goals that are seemingly impossible for you to reach. It is the completion of your short-term goals that will lead you to the possibility of achieving your longer-term goals. For this reason, shorter-term goals, 1 day to 1 year, never longer than a year, right? Your short-term goals are typically a year or less, should be more realistic and easy for you to believe in. The small steps you take over a period of time will eventually lead you to the mountaintop. Don't be discouraged just because you can't see the peak. This is something that I talk to people who want to become an entrepreneur. Let me tell you about you guys. When I talk to people who want to get into the business of working for themselves or being an entrepreneur, they got such grand ideas. They want to do big shit. They come in, they see what I got going on. They want to do what I'm doing. Like, bro, I've been doing this shit for 23 years. I've been working for myself for 23 years. You want to walk in day one doing what I'm doing? Walk first. Walk first. People have, I want to buy a house, man. I'm looking, so you don't even, but you can barely pay your rent in your apartment. Walk first. But you set these grandiose fucking goals, and then you end up failing and you do nothing. A year goes by and there's no traction. And you think to yourself, damn, I wasted a whole goddamn year. There's been people that I talked to last year that I told to do a few things that were easy that they didn't do, that this year they'd be, I wouldn't say filthy rich, but they'd be well off if they had done what I told them to do last year. But it's hard to tell people shit. I can't give money away as I tell people all the time. Nobody listen. I say, if y'all would just listen to me, everybody would be wealthy. Everybody would be fine. But y'all don't listen to me. You think you know every fucking thing. As long as you know everything, then no problem. I don't have any information for you. But if you listen and do what I tell you to do and don't deviate, you will be fine in life. You will be okay. Okay? Simply having some written goals is powerful. However, if you want to maximize the chances of you reaching those goals in record time, then I suggest you rewrite your goals every single day. Now, that's a lot. I don't do that. You rewrite your goals every single day. This might seem like a waste of time to you, but I can assure you it is one of the smartest investments you will ever make. Why do I say that? It is important to understand the psychological component of goal setting. Goals don't just give you something to aim for, they give you something to become. You see, by reminding yourself of your goals every single day, by rewriting them, you are literally programming. Remember, I talk about programming all the time. I'm a computer geek, right? We talk about Some of you will not accept new software, sidebar. Especially women, especially older women. You guys are incapable of getting a firmware update. You're stuck on the old software that don't work today. But some of you are strong enough that you will accept new software and reprogram yourself for the latest and the greatest. You are literally reprogramming your brain with the images correlated with your specific goals, you guys. A goal is actually a mental picture. It is the mental picture that acts as the pulling force, drawing you in closer and closer until you finally reach your goal. More on this in the next chapter. Your goals will be achieved when they have dominated your mind. Tell me this doesn't sound like Think and Grow Rich. Tell me this doesn't sound like Think and Grow Rich, friends. Your goals will be achieved when you have dominated your mind with them. When you become what you desire, you will have what you desire. Success is an attitude and a way of living, you guys. It is not something in the distant future. Remind yourself of your goals every day until you can't help but be the type of person who achieves them. Excuse me. Remind yourself of your goals every day until you can't help but be the type of person who achieves them. How many of you guys from the book Think and Grow Rich that read with me is reading your prosperity doctrine every morning and night? I bet most of you are not, if not all of you are not. I know one person that does. Shout out to her. Visualization, you guys. Let's talk about visualization. Being able to visualize events that have not yet happened is something humans are not very good at. And it's a skill that is often not used to our best advantage. Most people use visualization to prepare for future events, but this preparation often only leads to worry and anxiety. Human beings have the tendency to imagine the worst case scenario in an effort to prepare for or potentially avoid it. But what many people don't know is that they actually make the negative outcome of a situation more likely simply by thinking about it. This is sometimes referred to as the law of attraction. I believe in the law of attraction. Shannon Rawls believes in the law of attraction. It's completely different than manifestation, right? And just creating shit out of nothing. But the law of attraction, I 100% believe in. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of people. Sidebar. That's why I don't kick it with a lot of people. That's why I only allow certain people in my circle. I only work with certain people. I believe in the law of attraction. The simplest way to explain the law of attraction is this. You attract what you think about, what you visualize most often. If this is true, experience convinces me that it is. Then could it be possible to use the law of attraction and visualization to easily complete tasks that would otherwise require massive effort and determination? It has worked for countless others, and it certainly can work for you as well. I talk about the things that I've wanted the most in life, I got because I attracted the motherfuckers. Have you ever wanted a car? Sidebar. Have you guys ever wanted a car? You know, maybe maybe your last car got hit or the engine started knocking and you just like, man, it's time for me to get another car. And then the car that you're thinking about getting suddenly is fucking everywhere. You drive and it's like, damn, there go that Tesla. Damn, there go that Tesla. Oh shit, another Tesla X. I haven't seen this many Teslas. Where did all these goddamn Teslas come from? It's only when you realize that you wanted to buy a Tesla. But before, when you was not in the market for one, you didn't see them. You just didn't see them. But the car that you want suddenly is everywhere you go. That's the law of attraction, my friends. I believe that many people completely avoid setting big goals for themselves because the amount of work required to achieve them is unattractive. It is, I like that. That's a bar. Ladies, you want to be married? You want that rich guy? You want that man with $100,000 or more that he makes? He makes 10 grand a month. He's 6 foot tall, handsome, straight teeth, big dick, good credit. He's kind. He's generous, right? He's a provider. He's a protector. And you deserve that man, right? You feel that you deserve him and shit. Right? Bullshit. You deserve what you work for. Here's the deal. Many women completely avoid setting big goals for themselves because the amount of work required to achieve them is unattractive. You don't want to go to the gym and eat a salad because you just figure you'll find that guy who's going to like fat girls. You're going to just find the woman. You're going to find that sexy, tall hunk of a man that likes fat girls like you. So you're not going to eat a salad and go do Pilates and go to yoga. You're not going to do none of that. Okay. It is understandable that people would prefer to take the easiest route possible, but what most people are unaware of is that there is a shortcut to attaining everything they desire. This is not to say that it requires less labor, but rather less effort, which is a difference. Using the creative faculty of imagination, one can visualize his or her future and actually be pulled towards it like a magnet. The subconscious mind will take the image of whatever it is that you hold in your conscious mind, thinking mind, right? And begin to look for things in the environment to support that image. This is all done unconsciously. You don't know what's happening, meaning that the person who visualizes their goals as having already been completed is totally unaware that their brain is, in fact, looking for ways to turn the imagined scenario into reality. Your brain is working for you guys when you don't know it. In time, you will become what you think about most often. In time, you will become what most think about most often. Now, obviously, there will be labor involved in the process of reaching your goals. However, it all starts with a thought. If you can imagine it in your mind, you can make it your reality. And if you can master the art of visualization, you can make it in your reality quickly and painlessly. All this may seem like some made up bullshit, some nonsense, right? But I assure you that everything I have mentioned is backed up by science, though I won't bore you with the details. The message I wish to convey is that there is a hidden power of the mind that has been forgotten by so many. And when properly utilized, it has the ability to make our lives a lot more easier. We live in a world where working hard is praised, encouraged, but how far can hard work take us when our mind isn't right, fellas? How far? Work smarter, not harder, right? This is what we're trying to now teach people. Because before, hustle, man, hustle, hustle. What was the song? Hustle, 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 hard. Hustle, 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 hard. We got to work 3 times as hard as the white man because we heard all that bullshit, right? Nobody ever said work smarter, smarter, smarter. All they told us was to hustle, hustle harder. Visualization is something that everyone uses unconsciously. Most people have no idea they are creating their reality with their own thoughts, their mental pictures. You can think of it as a casual connection or as a metaphysical concept, the vibration of thought that manifests into physical reality. It is not particularly important what you believe to be true because no sane person can deny the simple fact that how you think determines how you act, which invariably affects the results you get in your life. Thought and emotion is greater than actions, is greater than results. Or thought, emotions take you into actions, which get you the results. You get it? What I am suggesting is that we begin to use visualization more intentionally, you guys, for the betterment of ourselves. It is a tool available to us all. And it is far too powerful to not take advantage of. The following paragraphs will briefly discuss how you can use a combination of goal setting and visualization to help you cultivate the motivation and desire that naturally pulls you closer to your desired results. So listen up, guys. Grab a pen and paper if you need to write this down, if you're that type of person. Bella, what you talking about? Shannon describing himself. Hush. Remember earlier when I mentioned that your long-term goals should seem a little unachievable to you, like today? The reason your long-term goals, the things that are a year or further out, should seem less realistic is because you can use the power of visualization to make those goals more easily achievable. Remember, anything you can picture vividly in your mind, you can achieve. Therefore, your goals do not need to be believable just yet. They only need to be imaginable. Okay, real quick. Hey, Miss M, this is what I want you to do. Miss M, we're talking about visual. Close your eyes, Miss M. Everybody else can do this too, but I'm talking to Miss M. Close your eyes, Miss M. And I want you to picture yourself pulling up to your new home.
To the real world.
Pulling up to your new home in that neighborhood, in the driveway the lights just turned on because they automatically saw you pull up in your car. And you're getting out and you're walking up to the front door and you're walking into the foyer of your home. I don't know what city this is, Miss M. I don't know what county, I don't know what state, but I want you to imagine it. And I need you to think big, Miss M. I need you to think big. Imagine that house. Now, I don't know how big this house is, and I don't know what state you're in, but wherever it is, it can be yours if you can imagine it. Your goals do not need to be believable today. They just need to be imaginable. And if you can imagine it, Miss M, you can have it. Set it as a long-term goal and start the process of achieving the things that you need to do to get it. First thing is reading this book with me. Don't get me wrong, y'all. While I was talking to Miss M and her imagining her home, I was imagining mine. The one that I had in my head is going to take me about 7 years to get. I couldn't get it today if I wanted it. I couldn't get it today. Not the one that I had in my head. It's not attainable today. But I could see myself pulling up. My driveway was kind of long. It took me a minute to get from the front gate up to the main house. So, you can imagine. Remember earlier when I mentioned that I already read that. Using your goal setting guide that I've provided with you, write down the biggest goal you have for yourself in vivid detail. Write the goal as if you have already achieved it. What would a day in your life look like if you had already accomplished this goal? The more detail you use to describe this day in the future, the more emotion it will evoke in you. And the subconscious mind is most easily affected by strong emotion. Fellas, this is where emotion matters. This is where we use emotion, right? We always like to talk about women and how I feel how women always feel. This is where you need to feel some shit, fellas. Okay? Essentially, what I am saying is that the more real the image is in your mind, the more likely it is that you will turn that image into reality by means of the subconscious mind. Do not be intimidated if you do not understand exactly how this process works. But whole books have been written on the subject, but everything you need to know can be boiled down to this. We, as human beings, tend to attract into our lives the things and situations that we hold in our minds the most often and with the most amount of detail. So it is safe to say that our goals can be more easily achieved by picturing them in our minds as already completed. If we do this on a daily basis and imagine our future selves with extreme detail, then it is absolutely possible for us to create exactly that which we desire. You get it? As a sidebar, growing up, I grew up with a bunch of friends who gangbanged. Just street gangs. A lot of them imagined going to jail because they felt that they was going to get they all went. A lot of them imagined that they were going to die young. They all died. A lot of them imagined that they wouldn't be shit in life. They ain't shit. Niggas like me was like, oh, hell no. I'm gonna do well. I'm doing pretty well. Please use the goal setting guide that I have provided you and plan out your ideal life and what you would like to accomplish. Writing your goals down on paper. Writing your goals down on paper and in detail will allow you to easily visualize your future. Refer to your goals every single day, at least once, and read them to yourself out loud where you can hear it with your ears. Don't read quietly. Read it out loud where you can hear it. And if somebody was standing next to you, they'd hear it too. As you read your goals, try to see and feel them as if they had already been reached. This process of emotionalizing your goals will create change in your life faster than you would believe. Try it for yourself and watch as the miracles begin to happen. Have you ever wondered why some people succeed and others fail? Before we go, do you guys have any friends that you're like, damn, why is it shit always working for them and it don't work for me? Like, why does good shit always happen to this person? I have dedicated many months of my life in an attempt to answer that very question, but the best answer I've been able to come up with is ridiculously simple, yet undoubtedly close to the truth. People who succeed tend to spend more of their time imagining what they desire and feeling the emotion associated with that image. People who fail, like you guys that's listening to me right now, tend to spend more of their time imagining the lack of what they desire and feeling the worry and disappointment associated with that image. You guys, it's all in the mind. Learn how to think and all becomes possible. Now, let's talk about self-talk, right? We only got a few more pages left. Only 3 more swipes. Most people never reach their goals for one simple reason. They talk themselves out of it. That's a bar. That's a bar. That's you. That's you who's watching me live right now, or you who's watching the replay. Period. Look at my shirt that I wore today. It's no coincidence. And I didn't know I was gonna read this. This is what I grabbed out the closet. This is just what I grabbed. It's coincidence. Quinky dinky. Most people never reach their goals for one simple motherfucking reason. They talk themselves out of it. All of us have varying degrees of negative self-talk going on inside of our heads. But the achievers of the world know how to quiet this voice and replace it with a more optimistic one. The latter section in this book, entitled Reframing Beliefs, will give you a strategy for permanently replacing your pessimistic side with a motivated and optimistic one. But this section is more about how to create a positive attitude in the heat of the moment when you feel ready to give up. There will come times on your journey to reaching your goals when negative thoughts start to creep in and slow down your progress. I'd like to briefly discuss a simple strategy that you can use to motivate yourself when that negative voice in your head starts to threaten your progress. I like to call this strategy the system reset. The system reset is a simple strategy for turning distractions into motivation. On my personal journey, I have encountered many instances when I would be working on something important and suddenly lose focus because of a negative thought in my mind. I would be working hard on the project and begin to think something like, this is going to take forever, or is this any good? In the beginning, thoughts like these would completely distract me. I would usually quit right then and there and move on to something far less important, of less importance, such as surfing the internet, going to Netflix, watching porn, jacking off. Come on, fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Such as, twiddling my thumbs. Over time, using the system reset method, I've learned to use the negative and distracting thoughts that pop into my head as motivation rather than discouragement. As a result, I have built tons of momentum for myself, and my productivity continues to increase. In the following paragraphs, I will tell you exactly how to use the system reset method to increase your own productivity. When you are working on something important, thoughts will likely come into your mind at random times and distract you from your work. Oftentimes, it is those little thoughts that kill your productivity. One thought will trigger an emotion in you, which will lead to more thoughts, and before you know it, you have gone through a complex scenario in your head that has nothing to do with what you're supposed to be working on. Your mind will tend to trick you into believing that you are supposed to be doing. No, your mind will trick you into believing that what you are supposed to be doing can wait later, and that what you are thinking about doing is a priority. Don't fall victim to this. Your priority is what you set out to do in the first place. I know this is a lot of you guys. Have integrity and finish what you start. You will be happier and have more confidence in what you do. Many of you have intentions to start one thing and then you find something else to do, sidebar, and then you start working on that and you convinced yourself that this less important thing is actually more important than what you started doing. Don't fall for it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I want you to do the next time you get distracted by your own thoughts. By the next time you talk yourself out of some shit, this is what I want you to do when you get distracted by your own thoughts. Stop. Take a deep breath and remind yourself of all the benefits you will receive by completing the task that you began. Let me use myself as an example. I am a writer, right? This is the author talking. So I spend a lot of time at a desk focused on my computer screen. Sometimes staring at a computer screen is the last thing I want to be doing, but I make sure to sit down at my desk each and every day and at the very least, begin writing. While writing, I might suddenly think about an email, right? Or a Facebook message, and I forget to return, or perhaps just think of how I'd rather be doing something else. I can easily open a new tab on my computer and check my email or do something besides writing, but I know that this would lead to 100 other distractions. So this is what I do instead, and this is what you should do. The moment I feel like stopping and doing something else, I sit back in my chair, I close my eyes, I take one really deep breath, and then I say to myself, what I'm doing is important. It's going to feel absolutely amazing when I finish this project. Depending on the situation, I might say something completely different, but what I say isn't important as the feeling it gives me. By reminding myself of my end goal, finishing the project, right? I actually cause myself to want to continue working because it evokes the emotion in me that causes me to anticipate the end result of what I'm working on. Being able to feel what it would feel like to finish that project motivates me to actually finish it because I want to experience more of that positive motivation. This technique does take some practice, you guys, because your mind wants to wander. Productivity requires focus. An untrained mind has a very hard time focusing, which is why consciously practicing the system reset method on a regular basis is so important. It is a simple way to program your mind to stay on track. Over time, distractions will become less and less detrimental because you will have gained the ability to refocus when necessary. You can begin to use this system reset method at any time. The important things to remember are: when you find yourself getting distracted, close your eyes and take one or more deep breaths. This will effectively reset your brain and prepare it to accept the coming motivational phrase or refocusing thought. Follow the deep breath with a positive phrase of your choice that reminds you of your end goal and evokes the emotion of having completed the task before you. This phrase can be said silently or out loud. I recommend out loud, right? But it should be said with enthusiasm and passion. The tonality that you use will determine how effective that statement is for motivating you. You got to read it like you believe it, you guys. You can't just like read it like, no, say it like you fucking mean it. The statement must remind you of your purpose for doing the task in the first place. And this purpose must be significant enough to motivate you at least slightly. If you have absolutely no good reason to complete the task, then why are you wasting your time? This may not work every time, mostly because the mind is not an easy thing to tame, but continue to practice recognizing distracting thoughts when they come up. They are more aware. The more aware you become, the more power you will have to consciously create your life and get stuff done. Now, in this chapter, you learned about some extremely valuable tools that will help you to motivate yourself from within. What you learned in the chapter that we've just read should serve as your foundation for achieving more in your life. It is your foundation because without goal setting, my friends, visualization, my friends, and positive self-talk, my friends, you will find it difficult to incorporate the rest of what you are about to learn. Master the concepts I have mentioned in this chapter, and you will find it very easy to get what you want from life. The following tips and strategies are extremely practical and actionable, and are meant to complement the previous information. Each tool has its value. It is up to you to decide which ones are most useful in your unique life situation. And that, my friends, is chapter 1. We are done. We will be moving on to time management on Wednesday. I'm done with this, right? Yeah, I can close this out. I can close this out, and we are good to go. Close that. I don't need that. Cool beans. See how easy that is, guys? I'm glad you guys are tapped in with me. Shout out to the people who's serious about becoming rich and serious about becoming better. Shout out to the people that listen to me and don't find my voice irritating and believe that I am penetrating and helping them change their lives. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm so glad you guys are here. Let's do the contest winner. I hope everybody typed salute in the chat. If you didn't type salute in the chat, too bad. Too bad. We done what? We done what at some point, Marvy? Marvy, is that you? Marvy, is that you? Get in here, girl. Marvelous coming in the office, y'all. Where little man? Oh, okay. Drop the gate. You gotta drop the gate. It's bright. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do the contest giveaway. Let's do the contest giveaway. And we will go here. Let's close the entries. And I need to pick a winner. The winner is Thomas Thompson, everybody. Shout out to Thomas Thompson.
Hoo-ah!
For winning. You know what to do, boss. You know, we give away free stuff at the end of every live stream, and Thomas Thompson is the winner. All you got to do is type salute in the chat. My system is looking for anybody that types the word salute in the chat. Thomas Thompson is the winner of today's giveaway. Let's do the complete on that. We'll swing over to my timers. Let's turn that timer off. We're gonna close this window out, and that is it. I appreciate it, everybody. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and join the SR Army, not the US Army, the SR Army, where we take lives to the next level. And we also have discussions over at Facebook in our private Facebook group called Sidebar with Shannon, Rawls, and friends. All you gotta do is type Sidebar Shannon Rawls in Google, or go to sidebar.shannonrawls.com. It'll take you straight there. And that's it. My name is Mr. Shannon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for reading along with us. Remember that reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tune in next time to the next chapter of Rich People Read, which is Wednesday at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. in the morning. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta todas esas noches tan soñadas. Haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso me antojo. Chica, necesito mis anteojos, quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.